Up, listeners, because we're diving headfirst into a pool of tech news today. And let me tell you, the water's feeling pretty warm.
Yeah, the tech world is definitely cooking up some spicy headlines.
We're talking self-driving trucks hitting the pavement, our brains becoming, well, hot property, at least the data inside them, and a gaming giant deciding to throw down with the titans of tech.
And it's got me thinking, all of these stories, different as they seem on the surface, they're all pointing towards a future where technology isn't just changing our gadgets, it's reshaping our laws, our economies, even our understanding of what it means to be human.
It's a lot to unpack, that's for sure. So let's start unpacking, shall we? And where better to begin than with Tesla? They've always been known for pushing the envelope, but this latest move with their Cybertruck, well, let's just say it's got people talking, both excited and a little unsure.
Yeah, totally. So they've launched this semi-autonomous driving feature for the Cybertruck. Now, keyword here. Semi-autonomous. This isn't full-on autopilot, right? Tesla's made it clear that drivers still need to be paying attention, hands on the wheel, ready to take over if they need to. But it does make you wonder, in this weird in-between phase of self-driving, where does the responsibility lie if something goes wrong? Is it the driver who's supposed to be ready to take over in a split second? Or is it the company saying, hey, trust our tech, but not too much?
It's like letting a teenager borrow the car. You want to give them a little freedom, but you're also kind of keeping your hand hovering over the emergency brake the whole time.
Uh-huh, exactly.
And speaking of needing some ground rules, California is stepping up to protect a whole new kind of personal data. Our brain waves.
This is a huge deal. Huge. California just went and wrote neural data right into their consumer privacy law. Basically, this means companies can't just collect and use your brain activity without your permission. And this is important because think about it. Our brainwaves, they're our thoughts, our emotions, our reactions to the world around us, that's valuable information, and it could be used in ways we haven't even dreamed up yet.
It does make you think, and not always in a good way. Imagine companies knowing what you're thinking or feeling before you even do. Or even creepier, using that information to, manipulate you.
Exactly. And it's not even just about preventing some super targeted ads based on your brainwaves, although that's definitely a concern. This is about protecting our fundamental right to privacy. Especially in a time when technology is getting better and better at accessing and understanding our innermost thoughts and feelings.
So our brains are off limits, at least in California. But what about our phones? Epic Games, the company behind the massively popular Fortnite, they're going head-to-head with Google and Samsung right now, claiming those tech giants are stifling competition in the App Store world, basically acting like gatekeepers and calling all the shots.
This lawsuit is a really big deal. Epic Games is saying Google and Samsung are using their control over the mobile phone market to essentially control who gets to distribute apps, and then they slap developers with these huge fees. Epic's argument is that this whole system, it stifles innovation and limits what choices are available to consumers, you and me.
So it's like going to a restaurant and being told you can only order from one menu, even if there are, a million other delicious options out there.
That's a perfect way to put it. If Epic Games wins this thing, it could force Google and Samsung to open up their platforms, let other app stores in on the action. Imagine being able to download apps from different providers straight to your phone, each one offering different prices, different features, maybe even different privacy policies.
That sounds pretty good for us, the consumers.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing Google and Samsung have their reasons for running the App Store the way they do, right?
Oh, absolutely. Their argument is that they're closed systems. They're actually more secure. They can curate the apps, make sure there's no malware, no low-quality stuff slipping through the cracks, so it's a better experience for users. They also say the fees they charge developers, it all goes back into maintaining and securing those platforms. It's complicated, really. There are good points on both sides, and whatever the outcome of this lawsuit is, it's going to send ripples throughout the entire tech world.
Yeah, it'll be a big one to watch, that's for sure. But while those titans are busy battling it out in the legal arena, there's another corner of the tech world that's trying to weather the storm, the streaming wars storm, that is. And they're doing it by, joining forces.
Right, DirecTV throwing a lifeline to Dish Network. They're merging. Guess that shows how tough it is out there for the old school cable and satellite companies, huh? Trying to stay afloat in a sea of streaming services.
Trying to sell, cassette tapes when everyone's moved on to Spotify.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder if it's too little too late. Can they really compete with the Netflixes and Disneys of the world just by teaming up? It's a gamble, that's for
Big
sure.
time. Their hope is that by combining, pooling their customers, their resources. They can start offering some really competitive prices, maybe some attractive content bundles, lure people back in.
But will it be enough, though? I mean, people love the convenience of streaming, picking and choosing exactly what they want when they want it.
That's the million-dollar question. It's all about adapting.
Yeah. Speaking of things we rely on, did that Verizon outage last week have you feeling a little, I don't know, disconnected?
It was a wake-up call, that's for sure. A little too real for some folks, I bet. Just showed how much we depend on technology these days for even the simplest stuff. Communication, work, entertainment, everything just screeched to a halt for a lot of Verizon customers.
Makes you think, what happens if there's a bigger outage, something even more widespread? Are we putting all our eggs in one digital basket?
It's a good question, and not one with an easy answer. But it highlights the need for backup plans, for more redundancy in the system, maybe even some offline options for essential services. We need to make our digital lives more resilient, that's for sure.
Couldn't agree more. Okay, well, we've covered self-driving trucks, brain data, antitrust lawsuits, media mergers, and internet outages. Phew. I think we've earned a palate cleanser. How about a little something from the world of online dating?
Okay, sure. What's up?
Well, it seems Australia's decided to crack down on all the bad behavior happening in the online dating world, with a brand new code of conduct.
About time, right. I mean, we've all heard the horror stories, ghosting, harassment, catfishing. It's a jungle out there.
And no one needs that kind of drama in their life.
Exactly. So this new code of conduct, it's all about creating a safer, more respectful online dating environment for everybody. Encourage honesty, transparency, and really hold users accountable for their actions.
Sounds like a step in the right direction for sure. It's interesting to compare that to how another place is handling a different, rapidly changing area. California and their approach to artificial intelligence. They seem to be taking a much more, hands-off approach.
Yeah, California's governor actually just vetoed a bill that would have put in place some of the first statewide AI safety regulations. Definitely a controversial move.
Yeah, some folks saying we need to be a lot more cautious, have more oversight when it comes to AI development, while others are saying, hey, too much regulation is going to stifle innovation.
It's a tough one for sure.
It really is. Seems like every time you turn around, there's some new development in the AI world. Speaking of which, remember that massive $4 billion deal between Amazon and Anthropic, the AI startup?
That was big news. Well, it just got the green light from UK regulators.
So that's a big win for Amazon, right? Gives them a major foothold in the AI world, which, let's face it, is only getting bigger.
Absolutely. I mean, you've got Amazon, one of the biggest, most powerful companies on the planet, throwing their weight and their money behind AI. It's going to be fascinating to see what they do with it.
So with Amazon entering the AI arena in such a big way, I mean, what does this actually mean for everyday people? Like, are we going to start seeing Amazon-powered AI popping up everywhere we look?
It's definitely within the realm of possibility, right? I mean, think about it. This deal could lead to some next-level virtual assistants, your Alexis and whatnot, becoming even smarter, more intuitive, maybe even shopping recommendations that are so spot on, it's kind of freaky. And that's not even touching the potential breakthroughs in cloud computing.
It's a lot to wrap your head around, that's for sure. But hey, that's what we do here on the Deep Dive, right? We take these big, complicated tech issues, break them down, help you make sense of it all, navigate this crazy, ever-changing digital landscape we're living in.
Exactly. And the more we understand about these advancements, the better equipped we'll be to make informed choices. Choices that benefit us, benefit society as a whole. Because knowledge is power. That's always true.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
So as we put a pin in this whirlwind tour of all things tech, what's the main takeaway you hope listeners are walking away with today?
Honestly, I think the biggest thing to remember is that we're at a crossroads right here, right now. Technology is evolving at a breakneck pace, but we're not just along for the ride. We have a say in how it shapes our future. So we've got to be asking ourselves the tough questions. Questions about ethics, about privacy, about regulation. What kind of world are we creating with these powerful tools? It's a conversation that needs to be happening.
It's a call to action, really, for all of us. So what will you do with this information? What whole digital world will you help build? Something to think about maybe next time you're scrolling through those endless feeds or even using your favorite tech. Until next time, stay curious and stay informed.